The sharpening notch. How important is it? I have some clients who just refuse. Do not put that on my knife. Do you need it? What's the use of it? I think it's important. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Kyle and I own K-Knives. This is my beautiful knife shop here. I've been sharpening professionally for a very long time, moved into leather work and then through all the stages, restoration and repair work, and then eventually into my own line of knives, K-Knives, which I operate now. I still carry out all the other tasks professionally, constantly, every day. We have restorations and repairs here rolling through the shop. But long story short, TLDR, I spend a lot of time sharpening, building from scratch, and repairing edges. And there's one common problem I see because I restore a lot of knives. And I sharpen a lot of knives from all over the world, from as much as, I think the oldest one I've had here on the bench is 112 to 120 years old, somewhere in that range. And a very common problem I see is a recurve developing over time when a sharpening notch is not installed. Now this knife you see here is just being prepped for heat treat. It hasn't gone through. So it has final grind. Our swedges are put in. Handle is not final grind yet, of course, because that needs to be taken down a little bit to match up with our handle material. But you can see I'm going through here now and cutting sharpening notches. And what that notch allows is the owner of the knife to sharpen this knife basically a full 1/8 of an inch before any geometry needs to change on that knife, before anything weird starts happening. So this nice warrior, the edge goes to roughly here. What happens is, without a sharpening notch, as you start to sharpen, it's going to be exaggerated of course, you will remove steel, but you won't butt right up to that ricasso portion there, and so you'll start getting this rounded here, and over time your edge will come back and you'll come further and it'll get like this, and then this recurve here will keep moving further out the blade until you lose more and more of your blade. It'll just continue and you'll get this huge recurve here in your blade. With that sharpening notch in there, you can sharpen all this way and still maintain that same edge geometry. You can sharpen, you could use your knife and sharpen for years and years and years, probably decades with normal use, before you would start to recurve or give yourself problems. This here, this knife edge, when they get like this, and don't tell me it doesn't happen because I've just had to reprofile and recut too many edges where this happens. So I know that it's happening constantly. And guys are just afraid to butt up against this back edge here, and so they get further and further because as soon as it starts to recurve, it rides up the stone, so you stay away from there. This is a nightmare in sharpening, for stone sharpening. This knife will always be a joy and ease to sharpen. When you get to this point, let's say it's 10 years down the road, we can cut a new sharpening notch again, level that ricasso there, that protrusion, and you have same edge geometry, just as good a performing knife, just as much a joy on the stones. And so to me, this sharpening notch here is essential. Now I'll be the first one to admit, not all of my knives had this rolling out of the gate. It took me quite a while to clue in, to say, sheesh, I think my knives need this in order for longevity and sharpener experience. I want to make that a normal part. And now it is, but it took a little while. It took a little while. So what do you think of that piece of information? You happy with it? Do you agree with it? You got a problem with it? Let me know down in the comments below. I know when I get a knife in for repair here, edge reprofiling, we have that huge distorted edge. First thing I do is cut that notch up in the back end, bring that edge up to a nice even plane, nice and straight to work with. And it's just a knife that the client can work on and maintain themselves from then on. So I want it on my knives. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear. Thanks for watching this video. Hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here. Check out knknives.ca for my own custom work, and the link and tab will be there where you can get a hold of me. There's a contact form on the knife services section. You can get a hold of me for custom work, repair work, whatever. Really appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next video.